All right. Hello, everyone. This is OJ back with another video. Today was the UFC 313 press conference, and I think I could speak for a lot of fans when I say this. The corporate journalists asking questions at the press conferences just can never ask engaging questions. This has been a problem for quite some time, but the fact that a press conference with the UFC's biggest star, Alex Pereira, that press conference was simply dead as fuck, and it's unacceptable that it is. So today, I'm gonna list a couple of questions I would have asked if I were at that press conference. I'm going to try and be somewhat realistic with these because I know there are a lot of things that people can't say under a live broadcast of a very big corporation. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the video. Question one. Ask Pereira to introduce himself in English. Right when the press conference starts, ask Alex Pereira if he can introduce himself in English. We've seen Alex talk in English before. Give the guy the opportunity to show the casual audience that he can speak English. He doesn't have to say complicated shit. Just have him say, "Hello, everyone, Shama," or something very easy to do. The fact that John Morgan's fucking dumbass wasted this opportunity pisses me off because the first thing people are hearing are Portuguese. And listen, I get that Portuguese is a lot easier for Pereira, but most people watching that press conference don't know how to speak in Portuguese, let alone understand what others are saying in Portuguese. The UFC could have headlined this with a new mythical fighter, English speaking Poetan, or something along those lines. But unfortunately, we have John Morgan asking the questions, so we're never going to get something as engaging as this one. Question number two. Ask Pereira what he's going to do to Magomed Ankalaev this Saturday. I know this question was probably asked at some point of the conference, but they were probably asked when most people began to tune out of the press conference. Asking Pereira what he's going to do to Magomed Ankalaev this Saturday right off the bat creates tension in the atmosphere, which is the thing that every fucking UFC press conference seems to lack lately. The UFC fans want to be excited for violence in the cage. They want to see their fighters really go at it. And listen, it's not really being disrespectful to say that you're going to knock someone out on Saturday because that's the whole fucking point that these two are fighting this Saturday to knock each other the fuck out. The fact that John Morgan can't seem to understand that after years in the media pisses me off because it seems like John Morgan is never in tune with the audience at all during these press conferences, and the fact that he still has a job in 2025 amazes me. We're going to move on to question number three. Ask Magomed Ankalaev how he felt about the back and forth between him and Pereira on Twitter. Now, this would be a good time to ask Magomed Ankalaev a few questions, like about Ankalaev and Pereira's back and forth Twitter beef. If you guys don't know, Alex Pereira accused Magomed Ankalaev of using Ramadan as an excuse for when he loses the fight. I understand that Ankalaev's Twitter is basically ran by the terrorist Ali Abdelaziz, but surely Ankalaev must have at least seen Alex's post. I believe it was on Monday. This is a time for Ankalaev to really sell the fight and talk about how he's going to knock out Pereira for disrespecting him or something along those lines. I really don't understand why we can't ask engaging questions like this because if you want to say that talking about Islam is very sensitive, guess what, UFC? A majority of your fan base is Muslim. This isn't an attack on Islam or anything. This is just a way for Uncle Ed to show that he wants to knock Alex Pereira out this Saturday. Unfortunately, these journalists don't know how to stir the pot for shit. Question number four. This is where we can start getting the two fighters ask each other questions. This is one of the questions that can get skipped, but it doesn't hurt to include this because this is a great addition to the storyline between Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev. We know these guys have had a huge beef going on for quite some time, and to see it live is only going to make us more excited for the fight. Why does the UFC not allow fighters to ask questions like this? I don't understand. The only time they allow to do so is when fucking Colby Covington is stuttering over his words during the middle of the press conference. That's the only time they allow something like this. But for some reason, we can't allow like two guys who can kind of speak. English, or at least one of them can kind of do it. Like, we don't allow any of them to go back and forth. I want to see that happen, but unfortunately, it's just not possible. Now, question number 5. Ask Magomed Ankalaev if he's going to make Alex Pereira pay for all of the ducking. Very straightforward answer from Ankalaev. We don't really need him to say much other than how he is the nightmare that Alex Pereira and his fans have tried to elude for so long, only having to face him this Saturday. Again, most people view Ankalaev as the villain, so have him play the role of a villain without being a dick to him, media members. Please get that through your head. Question number 6. Ask Justin Gaethje to say hello to the crowd. Again, right off the bat, when we segue into the fighters of the co-main event, ask the fan favorite Justin Gaethje to say hello. Very fucking simple, UFC journalists. We know Gaethje usually isn't the type to talk shit on the mic, so have him say, "What's up, Las Vegas?" or something very simple, because a lot of fans in the audience love Justin Gaethje regardless. You don't have to bombard the man with the same fucking questions of how does it feel to fight in Las Vegas or some bullshit like that, and just have the crowd interact with the fan favorite fighter for a moment. Not that fucking hard. Question number 7. Ask Rafael Fiziev how things will be different compared to the last time. Now, this question was probably asked and answered before during Media Day. However, it gives the live audience the chance to listen to Fiziev talk in person because Fiziev has been out of the sport for 2 years. It's a good way to get all of us caught up on how Fiziev is doing for this fight. I know these answers are going to be cliche as fuck, but again, the live audience probably knows who Rafael Fiziev is, and even though not every casual will, it's a good way for Fiziev to be introduced, in my opinion. And this is the last question I want to get into. Ask Justin Gaethje what the fans can expect from both Gaethje and Fiziev this Saturday. This question was probably asked during Media Day, but asking this shortly after both of the co-main event fighters introduced themselves would be hype as fuck because to hear both of these guys say, expect nothing but violence for 15 minutes, will have people at the edge of their seats. We all know what to expect from Gaethje versus Fiziev too, especially because of how good their first fight was. But I feel that hearing it live from them personally would make the whole conference a lot better. Again, I know this was asked at either some point of the press conference that nobody gives a fuck about or during media days. And I feel as if these journalists never get the timing right on any of these questions because guys like John Morgan just fuck up the momentum of the press conference right from the get go. Now, there are a lot more changes I would personally make to the press conference, but honestly, I did enjoy the middle and ending of the conference. It's just that guys like John Morgan, who asked the first set of questions, are asking the same mundane, cliche, and boring questions that no matter how good the press conference is towards the middle and end, I just don't care whatsoever. But yeah, with that being said, that is where I'm going to end it for today. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys would have asked any of the fighters on stage tonight instead of hearing the same bullshit and questions like, how does it feel to be back after getting knocked out? We've heard Gaethje answer that 5 times already. We don't need to hear him say it once more. But other than that, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.